What's going on, everybody? It is Monday night, which of course means it's time for another Toypixx live stream. And for tonight's discussion, we're talking action figure regrets. You can see one of my big ones on the thumbnail here, but maybe we can come up with a plan for some of us to go back and get some of that stuff we've missed. At least I'm thinking that would be kind of entertaining to see what we could come up with there. So if you're catching this on the replay, let us know in the comments, what is it that you regret missing out on? And maybe even fire off a little bit of what you regret selling, whatever it is out there. Let us know what the big stuff is. We're going to be talking all of it and seeing if we can come up with a plan to get whatever it is that we missed back in the good graces of our collection. Now, because it's me, look at that. I can't type anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It's kind of bad, maybe. I don't know. But that's all right. I'll survive. The computer will survive. Oh, boy. My fingers, I'll just get angry at them and be like, what's wrong with you? Why won't you type? Why won't you type good? I don't know what any of that means. Now, as I was saying, because it is me and because I do need to do a better job of letting people know this exists, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you right now that this month's Patreon photo contest theme is green. So go to the Toypixx Patreon page, and if you're currently or going to be a member of the Toypixx Grande tier or higher, you can enter this contest. You'll get all the rules on this post, and what I'm going to do also beginning tomorrow, in theory, is start spreading it around all the socials so people can see what's going on with it, because I've got to get back into this. It's driving me nuts that I haven't done it recently. And it's not fair to the patrons. So we gotta get this moving a little more. The winner of this month's Patreon photo contest will receive the Phantom Corps Trooper from Operation Monster Force, which was my figure of the year for 2025. So good luck to any and all of you who decide to come on out and pay and play and take some photos and just show us some really cool stuff, because hey, it's the month of spring and it's the month of St. Patrick's Day, so why not take some pictures of some green stuff and see if you can win this here fancy action figure army builder, because we all know army builders are key for action figure photography. Now, let me head back. It is time to go check out ye old chat, see what's going on with the people. Can't wait to get this party started. Sci-Fi, what's up, sir? Greetings and toytations, everyone. Jeremy Girard has gone on to say that all of the reports of the broken Bodvar claws have been happening with the all-in orders. Let's see, is only a very small percentage. Oh, no. So it's not as big an issue as people are making it. Again, it's only a small percentage. Those who've received defective Bodvars will be given new ones, inspected at their warehouse before shipping out. Man, you've got to love the Four Horsemen. Those people, they know customer service and they know their fan base, and they know they better just make it right, because that's how you continue building this huge grassroots company. It's almost gone beyond grassroots at this point. Every collector is at least aware of the Four Horsemen and Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions and all the legions, I'd say. Sci-Fi and the Mythic Legions RPG keeps on trucking with, let's see, less than $200,000 to go before reaching 900K. New unlocks have happened, including Rix, the vampire skeleton head or thief, new monster cards, and a new faceplate for the heads pack. Pics of the quintessential G.I. Joe Duke have surfaced. Who's Duke? It's the retro version shown in red, white, and blue colors, celebrating the 250th anniversary of the US of A. Comments are split on the choice. Some say it should be the original Joe himself, Joseph Colton. Others, including myself, think if they're going with Duke, he needs a jetpack and American flag instead of red, white, and blue guns and a shovel. You know what? I saw the red, white, and blue Duke and just assumed that it was a Super 7 reaction figure. So, oh man, you know how much I love Duke here, but as we've always said on this channel, he is the poster boy. So his job is to look good with whatever he comes with. Now, I fully agree that if you're going to make Duke the 250th anniversary figure, you gotta go G.I. Joe the movie style. He needs the jetpack. He needs the flag. I think, I think that's kind of a miss. But on the other hand, it's probably a lot easier to market as a red, white, and blue celebration if you actually make the figure out of red, white, and blue colors. But wow, that's, well, it's expected. Again, poster boy. Once he's done with this mission, then he gets to go home and eat whatever he eats while watching the Joes do their thing. That's kind of just how he works. Let's see. Mythic Legions also showed off their upcoming Toylanta figure, another soldier, this time in gray and black camo that can blend in with your regular or Space Marines. Bobby Bala showed off the newest, ooh, I got fancy there, member of the Garrison, Malice. I saw that. Malice looks sweet. A mean-looking black guy with a mohawk made out of dreadlocks and a scowl that'd make Batman proud. He's the heavy weapons specialist and comes with his own bazooka kit. I missed that. That's sweet. Sci-fi Desert Eagles with barrel mags and the usual figure assortment of hands and a funny-looking helmet. Even his bazooka shell in the colors of the Garrison. Bobby said that Malice is their Dallas-Fort Worth Joe. Let's see, con exclusive, and will also be available on the Valaverse site at the same time for any NECA lovers out there. NECA is getting their Haulathon ready. You can check out what'll be available on their site with new releases being shown on Fridays in their comment section. Nice, all right. The Heavy Trooper in black and red from BBTS Soldiers of Fortune line is in stock. Know who else is also in stock on their site? Let's see, BP Vest from Cops, bulletproof for $40. I just wish his soft goods trench coat was wired. Ooh, I didn't even notice that. What's up, Anton? Well, feeling much better, Sci-Fi George. Good man, Anton. I went and used my Time Lord energy to distract the aliens and give them back their cold, and now they are defeated. And I think this time, once and for all, nothing's going to take down aliens like the common cold, ladies and gentlemen. They are done. You know what happened to the Martians in War of the Worlds? They got busted. I don't know, man. They were fake. They were not real. I got nothing. Sci-Fi, glad you're back. Most esteemed Time Lord. Only Martians I care for are Martian Manhunter, Miss Martian, Marvin, and the B&W TV show with Bill Bixby. I did not know about that one. Okay, I don't know much about Miss Martian. Martian Manhunter's the man. Marvin the Martian is, of course, the man. He's a Looney Tunes guy. But Miss Martian is... Why don't I know that? Is it Martian Manhunter's kid? No, that can't be right, because he was the last one. Help me out. Tell me who Miss Martian is, ladies and gents. Sci-Fi, well, that's the bi-weekly rundown for today. Now, back to you, Dave. You never have to wonder or put in pre-orders for the esteemed chat. We're always fresh and in stock every Monday and Thursday. I likes it, Sci-Fi, and thanks again for the big roundup, sir. Cheers. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, once again, brought to you by Cherry Bubbly. Delectable. Or not. It's really just carbonated water with a hint of some kind of flavor. And when I say a hint, I mean you're basically drinking carbonated water and you know something's in there that ain't natural. That's what it is. Outback, what's up, sir? Unfortunately, I'll miss the stream today. Just on my way to work now. Have a good one, guys. I'll catch up on the replay later. Oh, and I aim to have some videos up soon. Just working on editing. Awesome, Outback. I can't wait to see them, man. Let us know when they're up. Paul, hello, everybody. Hello, Paul. Good to see you tonight, sir. Star, hey, guys. Regret? Oh, wow. Where would I start? Oh, Star, you and I both, I'm sure, sir. Hola, Mr. Spencer. Good to see you tonight. Star, I regret that it took me this many years to realize that if the narrative from any particular franchise isn't in my heart, then the attraction to the figs is going to fade disturbingly fast. You know, I've noticed that a little with myself. It makes me sad, actually. Star, their fireworks. After the oohs and ahs are finished and the shine is off the apple, the figs are well on their way to eBay. I'm probably not going to remember them in a month. Oof. I don't know, man. That's why I find it's key to keep the collection like kind of small. So I'll see some videos online where people with huge collections are out at toy shows or whatever, and they're looking at these figures and they go, man, that looks sweet. I don't know if I have them or not. And I'm thinking to myself, if my collection ever gets to a point where I don't know if I have a figure, I've gone too far and need to seek immediate help. But maybe that's just me. Duke is less than Flint. I totally agree, Spaded One. Unless, of course, we're talking from a poster boy standpoint where he does nothing, no action, no anything. He said he was a man of action, which I'm sure we all know means that he's not actually a man of action, because a man of action would never say, I'm a man of action. Star, hey, Sci-Fi Anton Outback, Paul Spence. How's it going, gang? Thank you, Star, keeping the people involved. Always appreciated. Always good to be us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Clank, good to see you, sir. John, I Star, everyone. Very good, very good. It's a good night. Star, if I had back all the money I've spent on figs that I ended up selling soon after, my house would probably be paid for by now. StarCraft, Edge Runners, one or two one-offs, and I'm sound. Nice. Let's see, Great Propel here. Oh, so you've got kind of the same, although I would argue Propel has more taste than Bubbly. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm giving it to Propel. Good man, John. Spaded One, got my Mezco Thor the other day, and it's officially my favorite Thor figure of all time. Thus, verily. Oh man, I we'll talk a little bit about missing some stuff, obviously tonight. But I have to do triage on the stuff I missed. I'm kind of budgeted for the stuff I know is coming, but when it comes to the stuff I missed, I gotta see what I can work out. We'll kind of talk about that a little bit. John, I always know if I have a figure, I may have pre-ordered multiple copies accidentally, but only at my last job where the stress was crazy. I get that because you just totally forget things as you're going. When stress hits, yeah. Star, attraction to even the best made figs will fade quickly without some kind of narrative or lore that grabs me. Sticking to my New Year's resolution, stop trying to buy everything cool. I think that's a good resolution, Star. Now, okay, so Edge Runners, StarCraft, is Overgear still in the pipeline for you? Harry, what's up, sir? LPCC, Arkham Batman. Ah, yes. That's the kind that I'm looking at for me as well. Not that figure necessarily, but where you're going, ooh, okay, so I can start budgeting for it, but I know I'm going to pay more than I should want to, or than I want to, I guess, on eBay or Mercari or any of those sites. Yeah, any of those sites. Paul, thanks again for keeping the people involved, man. Always appreciated. StarCraft miniatures game going live for pre-orders tomorrow. Bye finances and any form of responsibility. Oh, Star, this makes me sad, but I also get it. I do. All right. So let's pull up one here that, well, I mean, like I said, you guys saw on the old thumbnail. But here's where I need help, ladies and gentlemen. So I went to Mezco's site, and for these turtles, which is the thing that I've decided this year I've got to find a way to get, because I've now got Shredder and that Splinter on pre-order, and I'm going to have to go back eventually and get Casey Jones as well. But those are on pre-order. Obviously, if you have Shredder and Splinter on pre-order, you need to go back and get the Brutus. So I go to Mezco, and I look at this, and I see that it says join waitlist. Now, these things have been out of production for how long? So I'm thinking there's no real waitlist. They just have this up. But I don't know that. And here's the fear. I would give them a no refund deposit of $40 to join the waitlist. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about real quick now that I'm on Mezco's site looking at this. has anyone else encountered this where it feels like figures that were way out of print still say join waitlist, and you end up giving money and never see it again because the figures never show up because they're out of print? And sorry, you joined the waitlist way too late. So let me know what you're thinking there, because this is the one. This is what I need to get. There's so much that I missed as far as MothX is concerned that these, I just decided, okay, let's just have a goal of one big thing this year to grab that I missed out on. And depending on how Toypixx does this year, maybe I'll expand that. But right now, this is the big goal. So help me out. Tell me how Mezco rolls when it comes to this stuff. Clank, since I'm trying to refocus my collection to mainly Transformers, my goal is to pick up a lot of the bots that I skipped over in favor of other toy lines. Oh, Clank. So which ones are you looking at? Because that's something I'm trying to catch up on a little bit too. But last year took care of a lot of catching up. It was kind of cool. Skew, what's up, sir? Bulletproof dropped at BBTS. Let's see. Hey, all to the esteemed chat. Yeah, man. Bulletproof. I know Sci-Fi said the one problem with him is he doesn't have a wired coat. And I just didn't pay that much attention to it because I was never the cops and crooks guy. But I'll go back. We'll check him out tonight. Harry, Dave, all of my wait lists always go out. Mezco doesn't charge you on wait lists. Oh, really? Okay. All right. I'm feeling good about that. Star, my pre-orders for Overgear are still active. They look so good. Excited to see who's next. But if I have to drop one, Overgear is all that's left. Oh, I mean, you know Prime's next, and Prime looks good. Ooh, I get it, though. I get it. If you love StarCraft like that, and then you've got Edge Runner's Love and Overgear those things are pretty pricey. So I totally get it, Star. For me, I gotta jump in on those. Like that, those are the kinds of things I was going, this is what Transformers needs. They need like something brand new. So I saw them, I'm like, yes. But I totally get if that's not kind of your top thing where the others would take over. John, Dave, bottom of the page, click on shipping and returns. Oh, see, I just saw it before the live stream, so I didn't do further investigating. Let's see, it has an important note in red. Ah, okay. Let's see. This item let's see. Shipping update on checkout. This is a waitlist item. Important information about waitlist items. We may open up for a waitlist order is not a guaranteed order, but it provides the opportunity to be notified if the item becomes available. Let's see, first come, first serve. It's important that there we go. That's exactly what, yeah, okay. There's no deposit required to join the waitlist. Huh. So what we could do, like if I've got a plan to try and pick these up, is join the wait list. If it converts, fantastic. And then if it doesn't, then still have the plan to go to eBay or whatever. No less mal. See, Bulletproof for $40. I'm not expecting wired coat. Hey man, McFarlane does. Sorry, I had to do it. Everybody, so I put a question on the X today. I do questions every day or every Monday through Friday on X to find out, kind of see what everybody's thinking about stuff. And so I said, do you think that Mattel will end up beating McFarlane with DC figures? Like, do you think they'll be more photogenic? And one person did say if they come out and, I basically said Mattel needs to, like, people need to support Mattel for all the crap I heard about McFarlane. They better come out and support Mattel. And I get that. Where I think I'm safe is I haven't really, it seems a lot of people want to pit McFarlane toys and Legends together, like pit them fighting each other. And I haven't really spent money on either one. So I think I feel okay. What my hope is that Mattel makes it so that I can get great figures and not have to pay MothX prices, because I'll tell you guys about Rogue here in a minute too. StarCraft is non-negotiable, and Edge Runners at this point has become part of the family. Holding on to Overgear as long as possible. Not a strike against Transformers. It's just too much love. Or I get it, Star. I do. Honestly, with all the Turtle stuff they've been putting out, reissuing, I have a feeling we will see more. Yep, I do too. StarCraft and Edge Runners. Skew, also tell your peeps and their peeps to look for them on toy and comic shops too, Dave, just in case. You know what? That could be part of the plan, Skew. I didn't even think of that. I tend to be a lone wolf operator, which is probably the wrong way to go. People around here seem to help people quite a bit, so I should think a little differently. John Star, I understand some IPs, you just got to pick up all the things. Harry, Dave, your best chance for those turtles, you need to hit toy shows. Most dealers want to move the more expensive items. Many dealers are ready to make a deal. Oh, and we do have Muscicon later this month. But then Muscicon, they're really Legions focused. Still, if one of those turtle sets shows up, perhaps we shall see. But what I was thinking for a plan for these, but I love your ideas, guys, because truly I did not think, how dumb is it that I didn't think of toy shows? So toy shows, getting people to be on the lookout and all that stuff. Plus, what I was thinking is budgeting X amount a week. So let's say your budget is per week $50 or whatever for figures. I don't know what everybody's going with, but decide what you're really after to get. And so then you just have to make a decision. Okay, this is my budget per week for figures. So now I'm going to take 20 or 25 and save it every week for whatever stuff that I missed out on. If I save 25 and say that wait list converted, then I would have the 416 weeks, that kind of deal. So that's more what I was thinking is let's take what we're already budgeting, split some off there, and see what we can do to just pick up one massive thing that we missed out on that we'd like to pick up. Miss Cogsmith, ahoy, friends of Toy Town. I kind of like Toy Town. I'm kind of a fan. Good to see you, Miss Cogsmith. Thanks for dropping by this fine evening. Star John, absolute truth. There are some that have become part of your very identity. My roommate in art school was such a Batman fanatic that he had the bat symbol tattooed on his chest. Wow. So I bet he was loving McFarlane. Spaded One, I have the Mezco Toon Turtles, and they hands down blow everything else out of the water. You got to get into import stuff like those Mess Toys Turtles or Joy Toy to find something as good. Yeah, Joy Toy. I got to tell you guys, if I had all the money in the world, my guilty pleasure would probably be, and now that you threw Joy Toy out there, I might add that, it would be basically all things Takara. So I would just load up on all the Takara things. But now that you brought that up, yeah, Joy Toy and Haya 1/18th, they do really good stuff. But I am a 1/12th collector, so I got to stay in that lane. Part of the reason isn't that I don't like the 1/18th stuff. It's to keep the money focused in one area because, man, I could jump all over the place if I went after a different scale. Star, a bit extreme, if you ask me. I wonder if he's regretting that now. Maybe. Or maybe he had it removed. Who knows? Star, grazie, guys. Hello, Ghost Tab. What's up, sir? Star, excuse me, Joy Toy? Where's my StarCraft figs? I'm sorry. I don't, you know what? Maybe, no, I don't dare say. I do not, I would never say that Jada maybe will get into StarCraft. That would be a horrible thing to say. Spada One at 112, nothing touches the Mezco Turtles. Yeah, I mean, the more I see of them, the more I'm like, these have to be the ones I get. Because I'm less into the toon look and more into the comic look. And these are a little more like comic and Playmates and all that. So these are the ones I'd go after, but I would be lying if I said the toon figures didn't look equally as impressive. It's just preference there. John, I feel you, Dave. One scale for me as well, though. If Classified had been 1/18th, that would have been my scale. That Snake Eyes technically started off my modern collecting. Oh, the Snake Eyes from Classified, the 00. That was the first time, maybe the second. I'm trying to remember which one came out first. Was it the Moth X Hush Batman or the 00 Snake Eyes? because those two were the figures that I'm like, I will not miss those. Like those two specifically were the ones where I'm going, nope, these will be mine. Spaded, I have the blue Casey and the red one on the way. He's a wicked cool figure, even if you aren't a TMNT guy. See, yeah. I wonder if I'd go for the blue as well. I'm definitely going for the red because that's just how I think of Mirage a little bit. But the blue looked incredible. And it's always just like, let's combine these a little bit and see what we can come up with, you know? So yeah, that's kind of my plan is let's save X amount a week and just get to that point with these guys. And then, like I said, if it converts, then game on. Or if I go to a toy show and don't have to worry about it converting, game on as well. But if it doesn't convert, continue saving until I have the money to make the eBay purchase. And I don't know, I mean, Skew's call on seeing if people will keep their eyes open and all that. My brain does not think that way. So Skew, I really appreciate that suggestion, man. John, I dug the Casey reissue. Oh, I saw some of those shots. John, and TMNT2, Secret of the U's, in the theater for a week starting Friday. Really? I just saw that recently. Like, always the first one I will love. The second one, I don't love it as much, but it's still Turtles, and it's the more wacky side of Turtles. And it's kind of like these Turtles here are kind of a combo of those two movies. Spaded, the blue was an exclusive. It's hard to find and expensive. The red is readily available for retail and has almost the same spread. Yeah, when we were looking, I think it was last time when Outback was looking for it, the price on the blue was crazy. That's why I was wondering, would I go back to get that? John, related, I have Friday off. Fantastic, John. I like it. Very good stuff. What are you going to do with your day off? Will you be taking pictures of that Casey? Let's see, Jada Starcraft, there have been very dark and quiet nights of pure despair. That thought has been whispered in the most forbidden parts of my mind. There should be a hotline to call. Like Brick has said, WonderCon, end of this month, man. Hopefully Jada comes out swinging. Harry, Facebook groups too, Dave. Oh, man, I avoid Facebook like the plague, but that's a great idea too, Harry. I know people are generally cool in toy groups on Facebook. Yeah or no? Help me out, guys. Ghost Tab, 1/12 are my go-to, but there are exceptions since robots have the same height-ish, but are a smaller scale. Also exceptions if the figure looks too good, like Hot Toys. See, I guess I shouldn't just say 1/12. Transformers have been a big part of my collecting in the last year or so. So no, it's not all 1/12, but the action figures are 1/12. I'll say that. We'll go with that one. John, no action figure pictures Friday. I'm leaving the house early and will not be back until late. I got a few days out that I take them all the way out. Nice. I get so few days out that I take them all the way out. I understand, man. I understand. Spaded, only reason I have the blue is it somehow magically materialized on my local shop shelf, still sealed for $140 out the door. A literal Christmas miracle. Nice, Spaded one. John, unless I buy something while I'm out. See, that could happen. You never know when you have time off like that. Game on. So yeah, that was my plan, but you guys have added plenty of things there. So what stuff have you guys missed out on that you're thinking this year maybe you should go back and grab? Spaded, I'm starting to branch back out of 1/12 a bit. I recently got the Storm 1/6 Baki figs, and I have the Storm Skullomania coming tomorrow. I think you brought up the 1/6 Baki figs before. Skullomania. I don't know what franchise is that from. Harry, Dave, I got the Mezco Lone Roach and Grub for $50 on a Facebook group. Wow. That's not bad. Okay, all right. Which Facebook group are you hanging out on, Harry? Help me out. Because truly, so on X, I can really curate my feed, right? So I've got my feed set up so it's almost all action figure toy related on it. So it doesn't make me angry. But on Facebook, what I find is everybody just wants to argue all the time. And so when I get on Facebook, I just post all the stuff for Toypixx and I get out of there. I don't even look at my page. So just let me know. Let me know the good ones and I'll get in there and be good, be gone. Let's see, MN Toy Posse. Got it. Minnesota Toy Posse. Gotcha, Harry. But that one, yeah, I assume they'd ship. And I'd ship as well. Spaded, I brought up the 1/6 stuff. They're awesome, but very specific. Skullomania is an obscure Street Fighter. Really? He's up on BBTS if you want to see the coolest character design of all time. Well, we were going to BBTS anyway. So let's close out. Let me log out of ye old Patreon. I gotta close the window so everything makes sense. And we'll get out of Mezco here. Oops, I should have just gone to BBTS right there. Okay, pushing the buttons, Spargan. Pushing the buttons. All right, Skullomania. What even is this, man? What are you doing? All right. This is kind of hysterical. Really, this is a Street Fighter character. Let's see, fighting X Layer. He's dancing now, ladies and gentlemen. Skullomania is now dancing. Star, no need to branch out when I can't even get the figs. They're supposed to be here already. Wouldn't you agree, Master Jude? You know what? I was looking actually at the pre-orders I have, and E Honda is supposed to be a first quarter. No, one of them, somebody was supposed to be in February. It was either Balrog or E Honda, and the other was first quarter. And I don't have either one of those yet, though I did get a Kuma. So we'll see what happens. Ghost Tab, I'm still bitter that I missed on the Hot Toys 1977 Spider-Man. It was limited. Oh my God, man. And sold out in minutes. Sold for $250 USD. Now, wow. Ghost Tab, that would be really, just save $100 a week. You'll get there. Wow. That's insane, man. I mean, 700 to grand. I wonder, I don't know. Are there any groups out there? What are some Hot Toys groups, guys? And Ghost Tab, are you part of a Hot Toys group? Anton, the last of the Time Lords is here. Good to see you tonight, Anton. Ghost Tab, Skullomania looks like the villain from Cyborg 009. I don't know that one either, but Skullomania, I will say. Oh, yeah, look at him. He's just dancing. That's what he's doing. Okay, this is less of a dance move and more of a sidekick. That one, see here, he's just twisting and shouting and stuff. He's dancing with his arm up. And no, that one looks like a jab. That's after he completes his dance. Then he's really excited. He's like, yeah. Or maybe that's part of the dance as well. Oh, that's definitely part of the dance. He's going MC Hammer there without the pants, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going on with Skullomania. He's a Japanese salaryman who dresses as a superhero to fight crime, living the dream. I mean, that would be that kind of costume, I'd say. Anton, I love that image of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes, it reminds me of the great movie that was done by Jim Henson. Big war was fought over that movie. What were they going to do, and what are they? Hang on, Anton, we'll get back to it. Karate Kid bully figs from the Halloween party. Yes, that's what I'm seeing. What are they going to do? Or make it a comedy? Finally, the director fought to make it a drama, and it was what we got, which is probably the best turtle film they've ever done. I would say it's easily the best turtle film they've ever done. I was very happy with that flick. Spaded, he's basically Street Fighter Kamen Rider. Well, that doesn't help. You got to tell me more about Kamen Rider. Let's see, Skew missed lots of Action Force and Classified, some Jada. Skew, so what are you thinking? I mean, it sounds like, there's got to be classified groups out there. Action Force groups have to be nuts. Like, those are definitely out there. Jada, Jada hasn't gone. One thing I've noticed about Jada, and it might be a little concerning, but I don't know yet. Like what I'm seeing is maybe there's overproduction going from it, but Jada doesn't seem to get crazy pricey on the secondary unless we're talking about like exclusives. So Jada, you might still be able to find them at decent prices, but I'm not sure. And classified, I've noticed, isn't too bad either. Action Force can get crazy, especially if you want certain weapons packs. That's why I let you guys know when I pre-ordered all those weapons packs on BBTS for Action Force, because people are going to try and sell them for like 70 or 80 bucks on eBay. Okay, Super 7 Thundercats 2. Fortunately, if you missed out on all of them, then you got Mezco maybe to look forward to. And I know they're a little more pricey and probably won't finish the entire thing, but they got to be sweet. I mean, they got to be cool, Skew. I don't know. What are Thundercats on the secondary market? Hang on. I'm looking on eBay real quick. And if it looks like everything's good to go, then I'll get you guys over there. Super 7 Thundercats. Skew, these aren't bad, man. Hang on. Let me switch this out. Share screen. And this is what people are charging. Like, look at that. Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates. That's not ridiculous. What's this one? This is the cheaper version of Lion-O. At least for these characters, it's not ridiculous. And actually, I think this is fairly good price for Mum-Ra, isn't it? Even with the shipping? What do we have here? $54.99, and I know I just saw the shipping cost. This person has massive positive reviews. Oh, $22.45. So you're looking at $1.50 shipping, basically $76, $77.50 around there for the Mum-Ra, which I think, didn't he go? He was one that went for a higher price, wasn't he? So that's not insane, I don't think. But yeah, they don't seem too bad. Ghost Have, I'm part of a Hot Toys group. Easiest bet is to wait for a third party to make their own version. Ah, okay. Ghost Have, check Skull Mask from Cyborg 099. He looks almost identical, especially the original cartoon. Oh boy. Epic. Star, so hard for me to want to get into an official group after all the infighting on the Transformers forums. I'm content and happy right here. Might look for a StarCraft miniatures game group. See, Star, that's what I'm afraid of, because you're right, man. You go to that TFW 2005, and there are people that are legit good people trying to help out, giving good information. But man, it just takes a few rotten apples to do the whole bunch spoiling, you know? And it's bad. Like, one thing I was thinking the other day is, I don't think people, and I don't know when we lost it, maybe it's the anonymity of the internet, but people are no longer taught tact, I don't think, because you read this stuff and you're like, dude, if you were saying this like me, or saying exactly what you're saying to me, I'd probably want to punch you in the face. Like, really? This is okay? Spaded, Hasbro kind of did the Karate Kid bully skeleton figs in the Power Rangers and Cobra Kai line. They were, let's see, they were putties. Okay. I'm sure if I saw them, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's what they were doing. Not a problem so far. Just taking my time. Got it, Skew. Got it. Anton saw the Turtles on my birthday, which is very soon. And when it came out, I was the last person to buy a ticket for the $8 show. Nicely done, Anton. Of course, Q, no problem. Let's see, Super 7, they're redoing them and Mezco coming. No worries. Skew, just several lines dropping so much, so catching up, right? I know, that's the problem, is we can sit here and talk about how bad some of the lines are, but the vast majority of action figure lines are just knocking everything out of the park. Spaded, but yeah, Skullomania was the flagship new character in the 3D Street Fighter games on the PS1. They didn't do well and kind of got lost in time. Fighting X-Lair is a new game he guessed in. Really? So it was like, okay, we like the character, but somehow he doesn't fit in Street Fighter. We're going to move him over here. That's kind of cool, actually. So it's kind of like moving Mario from Donkey Kong, yeah? Spaded 1, his design just takes me back to a very specific point in time. Gotta have him. I get that for sure. True. Skew, beware the groups you find. Cool peeps and stream groups. Pro tip. Got it, Skew. Let's see, like the Esteem chat. We do try. Everybody here is very cool. Miss Cogsmith, Skew Raider, I agree. Totally different vibe in Facebook groups than places like right here. Yeah, that's the concern. Good problems and sales help. Stay vigilant. You win being late on some of them. Get your faves first. Paul, thanks again, Paul, for keeping everybody involved. Always appreciated. Okay, so let's pop out of here. Let's get a go away, Mumra. We should jump in because we wanted to look again at, not again, but let's go check out Bulletproof. Oops, wrong button. I got too fast with the buttons. All right, here we go. I didn't get a good look at him, and this is terrible, guys. I was never a Cops and Crooks guy, so I just didn't pay much attention. Now, when the tick comes out, he will be mine. However, yeah, the coat could be wired, but it kind of looks like it goes, like it flows pretty well. The one thing that I would say is you're not going to get those dynamic, you're not going to get like the coat kind of flying off in the wind, at least the lower half, which would do that. You're kind of blowing in the wind, kind of like this. Like maybe it's made of some kind of fairly sturdy fabric that, you know, you can put like your thumb there and wrap it around your thumb and maybe make it stick out some. I don't know. But with these guys, with Big Bad Workshop and Fresh Monkey Fiction, they do so much to the figures and give so much to the figures that adding a coat, I don't know. I gotta keep going. I want to see what all he comes with. Okay, he does seem to come with the same amount of accessories as a figure that doesn't come with tons in Monster Force, but that coat probably makes up for a lot of the budget when it comes to this. I mean, I don't know. I wish I knew more. I wish I knew how much, say, the coat took to make, you know? But yeah, it didn't look too bad in the photos, but I can see where it would kind of suck not being able to blow away or, like, you know, flow with the wind and kind of where his legs are in this lower part, you know? But he looks like a good figure. Like this is one of those things where Fresh Monkey Fiction, Big Bad Workshop, I would go nuts and just load up. I might still at some point. Anton, watch the Autobots and Decepticons fighting. Isn't there enough of that so people can't fight over toys? Isn't that silly? I totally agree. Like, it drives me nuts. Hang on. I heard something fall. Oh, it was just Scarlet. She has bad feet, ladies and gentlemen. I did a review of Scarlet last year or the year before. Yeah, her feet are not good. They kind of curve up, and that's a problem. She wipes out a lot. But yeah, I totally agree, Anton. I don't get why people get so angry. And at the same time, I remember when I was really ticked off about the direction of Masterpiece changing way back when Shogo Hisui was no longer the lead on it. So I was so angry, I sold off all my Masterpiece stuff, except my MP1, because that's the figure I will run out of the building with if it goes up in flames. Let's see. Skew, thanks, Big Scott Smith. And hey, Clank, I'm going to TFCon LA this weekend, so I'm sure I'll find a lot of what I'm looking for. Nice, Clank. That's what I like to hear, man. Yeah, they're going to be, I need to go to a TFCon at some point. I would be, I don't know, man. I would be grinning ear to ear just being there. I think I would just have a good time. So congrats, man. I bet you have a blast. Paul, Clank, have a great time. Yep. Star, I never understood why fans of the same subject get so nasty with each other. I thought that love for subject bound everyone together. Apparently, I'm mistaken. I'd rather enjoy it alone and happy. Yeah, see, that's my concern with the Facebook groups. Exactly that, Star. And you guys getting on here chatting with you guys. It's all good times. Even if we disagree on what makes a good figure, we still have some fun. Skew, if it ain't wired, I'm gonna wire it. That'll work too. Nicely done, Skew. Star Anton, spot on. Anton fighting crime in a future time. It's crime fighting time. Who did his voice? Like I'm remembering his voice right now, and it sounds familiar, but I can't remember who did it. So help me out. Who did Bulletproof's voice in Cops? Because I did watch the show sometimes. Miss Cox Smith, randos get into these popularity debates on fake prices, shops, brands, all of it. It's like the Facebook groups especially forget why we're all here. Ugh. Ugh. That makes it so tough. I hate that that's going on, man. Oh, it is. It really is part of why. Well, I shouldn't say that about the Facebook groups, but it is part of why I just get in and get out of Facebook. Is there's just so much anger, even from, and you can't curate your feed because all the people in my feed are people that I'm friends with or accepted friend requests and all that stuff. So I'm like, well, I can't say anything. I can't do anything in here. I'm in. I'm scheduling posts. I'm out. That's how I do Facebook these days. Spaded, I don't know why, but this figure makes me think of the Genesis fighting game Eternal Champion. Eternal Champion. How I had the Genesis. I just don't know that I had Eternal Champion. Skew, speaking of LA, that huge Frankenson's place and peeps out there might find it if you don't see the turtles, Dave. Ooh, I didn't think of that. I got people in LA. I should head out there. Just be like, hey, I'm really here for Frankenson's, guys. Ken Ryan. Ken Ryan was the voice. Okay. Who else did he do? Like, I don't recognize the name even. Ugh. What else did Ken Ryan do? Help me, Spaded One. Frankenson's has the turtles. It's where I got mine, but be prepared to shell out $600 for the original set. I mean, eBay's looking at $600 or $700, so that wouldn't be bad. Although, if I were just going to Frankenson's for it, the plane ticket would kind of offset everything, I think, in a bad way. Clank, I've also been meaning to go to Frankenson's again. See, and you're going to be right there, Clank. Maybe. Is there any way you can get to TFCon a day early, perhaps? But yeah, okay, so we took care of some of the stuff that Skew missed out on. What's some stuff that everybody else has missed out on? And would you say your plan to get it is kind of similar to what I'm thinking, between letting the world know and seeing if people can help out, or, you know, like doing some budgeting and all that, maybe joining that Mezco wait list. And on top of that, like, I'm a little lucky because I don't have like a massive following on Twitter, but I have a decent size following on Twitter. So I could get on there and say, hey, folks, I'm looking for this. Does anybody know where I can find it? And that might be helpful. So if you guys think of anything like that as well, then maybe I can see if I can find some of that for you too. Sci-Fi, after hearing you talk out loud, I realized the irony of me wanting a detective to be one. Now I'm thinking of Transformers, where Sam asked the cop, "Are you on drugs?" Let's see, Skew, he was in Long Kiss Goodnight. I know not what role. Dang. Like, seriously, man. Like, his voice, I'm hearing it right now. Ugh. Spaded, there's also spots at Frankenson's you can get trade credit at. Ooh. I wonder, though, would that work if I'm in Michigan and I fly out there for a day? Harry, Dave, the Facebook groups would be a good way to make more people aware of the channel. That's true. But Harry, from what I'm hearing about these groups, would we want those people aware of the channel? That's a terrible thing to say, isn't it? Spaded, I recommend Toys of Fury, great booth at Frankenson's. There you go, Clank. If you're going, game on. Anton, I hope that they do the girl in Cops. They never did her, and she was like their tech advisor. She was a cutie. I don't remember her. In fact, I remember Bulletproof. I'm not sure I remember anyone else. Skew Sci-Fi, you wired? See? Oh dear. Star, I've only had the pleasure of being disgusted by the TF's groups and a couple of Battletech groups. Are the others as bad as the TF fans? Unique. I miss the old days before bickering on the net. Yeah. You know, I didn't know that the world hated the Ewoks until I got on the internet. And I still, for the record, think the Ewoks are cool. Skew, we need to cross-pollinate the chats on these streams we watch. Maybe that's the deal. Perhaps. I seem to get more followers, more subscribers on here when I do shorts, which is really weird because I think of shorts as casting a wide net, but the information stuff being the long videos. So I would think you get more there, but that's if people click it. So I got to work on thumbnails, and then I got to work on being more engaging in the editing stuff. Yeah, there's a lot I got to think about there. But by the way, apologies for missing this past Sundays under the lights. I ended up I had worked basically every day for 3 weeks or so. And by the time I got to when I had time to record under the lights, my brain was fried. Like I was done. I came into the office anyway, and I ended up sitting for about 6 or 7 hours before realizing nothing's getting done here. I got to go. It was horrible. I hate it when my brain does that. When it's just like, nope, you're done. We already kind of do. That's true. There is some cross-pollination going on. Spaded could have sworn there was some kind of law about having to follow the word cutie with patootie. I mean, it does add extra syllables, so it gets a little trickier. There was a bar in Ann Arbor, probably still is, called Scorekeepers. And when I went to school, it was Skeepers. Then the kids shortened it to Skeeps. We all still knew what it was, but that's what's going on here is they just keep shortening the word, and that's what's going on with cutie patootie. You got rid of the patootie. I don't know. It's maybe a generational thing. Sci-Fi late Sunday afternoons are the best times to get deals at whatever con you're at. No one wants to lug all that stuff back up. That's true, Sci-Fi. Maybe I should get a hotel room when we get to Muscatcon, then just hang out there. That'll depend on what I see. Although that would add more cost to the Turtles pack. Anton, I agree with Dave. I love the Ewoks. I wouldn't mess with them. They're mean bears and they'll eat you. I know, man. They're carnivorous little monsters. So adorable. All right. So we've got kind of a plan. We've got an idea. So basically what I'm hearing is if we're all going to try to pick up some stuff we missed out on, walk into Facebook groups, maybe join them. Don't say anything, just join. Watch how everybody interacts. And if everybody's pretty cool, now we can start saying, hey, has anybody seen this or that? And if everybody's just totally not cool, then just get out of the group and go find another one. Maybe that's what's up. Maybe we got to be careful with those groups. Be very selective because part of why, like I said, everybody's fighting on Facebook too. And part of why I avoid it is I just don't want the negativity anymore. I'm like, no, I'm out. I'm just not doing it. So if I get into a Facebook group and I see everybody fighting back and forth, I'm going to just be, no, I'm out. Not interested. Let's see. Let's see. Get out of there. Yep, stat out of there, Dave. Yep, that's what would happen. Star, John, you were so right. I was shocked at how fast I started getting insulted by a host for not knowing something that he did. Yeah, I don't need that. Yeah, man, it's just not how you run things. Skew, stay. Let's see, that's my understanding. Oh, okay. Spaded, I'm in a pretty good place. Only things I need to go back and find are the Mezco Green Ranger and the Mezco Doc Ock. Other than those two, I'm caught up. Let's see here. And I'm sure you've checked, but I'm going to look anyway to see if we can find Mezco. Dr. Octopus. Okay, hang on. Let's shut this down. Stop sharing the screen. Now jump into this screen. All right, now remember, folks, here's the pro tip on eBay. I'm sure many of you know it, but don't look at what people are trying to sell things for. Always instead go find what things have actually sold for. So let's see, where's it at? Sold items. Let's see what the average is that they're selling Doc Ock for. Holy geez, this was a loose Doc Ock for $300. Okay. I thought we might find something okay here. But between shipping and cost, that's over $350. Hey, if you just want the head, it's $35 and $530. Good Lord. All right, so I would say Doc Ock is selling for between $300 and $350. Ouch. I might wait on him and see if something happens. But that's misery. John, aside from Mezco Turtles and the Shadow, it's mostly just random stuff I see that came out before I was into the greater action figure world. Oh, and Serpentor. I'd kind of like him. Man, I wish I hadn't gotten rid of mine way back when, John. I'd sell it to you. All right. Anybody have a line on Serpentor? Eyes open. Clank, I could still use a Mezco Gomez or a couple. Let's see. Let's try. Let's just see what we're looking at as far as what Gomez's are selling for. Okay, I don't know why Mosquatch came up first. Okay, here we go. Clan of the Gilded Dragon. So here's your Bruce Lee for $112, your Bruce Lee Gomez. Bike heads. Heads are crazy, man. Though I do kind of dig this one. Maybe that's what we should do. We can build our perfect Gomez. I'm trying to find, okay, obviously there's a lot of different stuff that gets sold here. They individualize all the things. Maybe what I should do is type the word complete in here and just see if they'll give us. Oh, see, now that's the Gomez. That's the good stuff there. And it went for only $135. Ooh, Secret Agent Gomez. So he'd do fine. Void Cadet Gomez. That one's going to be pricey. That's the one. He's Darth Vader, right? Okay, Gomez doesn't look like he's selling for insane money. I mean, it's still higher than he originally came out at. But he doesn't look too bad. And honestly, the one that I think is the coolest Gomez is the one that was the cheapest. So they say complete. What do we have here? 112 Clan of the Golden Dragon. So there you go, a complete one for $102.50 plus 16. So roughly a little under $120 there. So you're not looking at ridiculous prices on Gomez, depending on the ones you want, which is kind of nice. I would have assumed Gomez would be crazy pricey. John Starr, I try not to echo chamber, but some of those groups I just eject and block all the obnoxious members. Anton, that's the absolute truth, Sci-Fi. I thought one time when I went to Comic-Con that it wasn't a good idea. It was absolutely not. Comics, toys, games, t-shirts, deals. They were galore because they wanted out. As far as getting the stuff at the end of Sunday. Star John, you are not wrong. Yep, spaded one. Yep, both my grails are readily available, yet annoyingly expensive. Ouch. That hurts. Sci-Fi, if I have to choose between the Ewoks and the Care Bears, they'll get the Care Bear stare every time. See, I'm taking the Yub Nubs. The Yub Nubs are in. Although the sister and I, we had Care Bears. What one did I have? Did I have Tenderheart? I can't remember. He was the brown one with the heart, right? I had that. My mom especially was big into if my sister, so like my sister would be in ponies, I'd be into GI Joe or whatever. So if we're out and about, if I get a Joe, my sister gets a Joe. If we're out and about and she gets a pony, I got a pony. So there was a lot of that going on. So I think I got Tenderheart, and the pony I got was a blue quarterback pony. I remember this one. I don't remember its name, but if it wasn't Joe Montana, is it really a quarterback? And know the better thing to do is, even if you know something a little more than someone else, there's always somebody who knows more than you do. That's true, man. Just back out of any kind of debate about that stuff. You're just like, oh man, you can just be agreeable about it and just know whatever. It's just not worth the fight. John Clank, I was upset that the last one and his reissue was just not a look I was into, but I will get one eventually. Anton, I don't know about that new Green Lantern show. I'm not really sure if I want to watch it. See, I saw a bunch of reactions that looked negative about it. I'm not sure. I didn't think it looked that negative. So I kind of just want to see, I'd at least watch the first couple episodes and see where it goes. But we shall see. Like, I like the idea of Hal and John just palling around, driving around together. I don't know why. Like, maybe the driving around aspects, what people don't like, I don't know, because truly I haven't seen them. But I think just them in some kind of buddy, kind of, sort of what's like Rush Hours, kind of like that, where you have one that's the hardcore guy and then one that's kind of goofy. Like, remember, folks, Hal Jordan was a test pilot. This guy was a rebel just because, and Jon Stewart is a hardcore by the book Marine. So I think the premise could be a lot of fun. Star, I worked in a bar when I was younger. I thought someone had to be stone drunk to be an obnoxious jerk like that. Looks like TF forums have proven me wrong. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe they're all drunk, Star. I don't know. Spaded, every collector should have at least one Gomez. I do agree. I need a Gomez. John, Dave, I dig that they sell some stuff in parts. I've gotten all sorts of cool stuff that way. Yeah, I do too. I was just surprised at like the price, I guess, for the Doc Ock heads for $35 for one of the heads. That was crazy. Harry the Spy Gomez is a banger of a set. Yeah, it just looks fun. Like that one has my kind of thing written all over it. John, Anton, I kind of dig the idea. It's going to be its own thing, but I'm intrigued for the old jaded Hal Jordan, even if that's not really a comic book accurate portrayal. But all the characters, look, we're talking action figures, and I say figures. All the characters we know have to age at some point, and it does make sense. The one thing that did throw me off is, what's his name? Guy Gardner was in the Superman movie, and Hal said, I'm the only Green Lantern. So what I'm guessing is he knows that he's not, but he's saying it anyway, or somebody messed up in a continuity thing. Either way, I'll survive. Anton, well, I have to disagree with you guys. I have some parents were the old one, but always prefer a Cobra Commander. Help me out, Anton. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying with that one. Let's see. The old one, but I always prefer a Cobra Commander. Some preference for the old one, maybe? Help me out. Sorry, Anton. Star, John, I've heard of No Guts, No Galaxy before. Never been there before. I think I am going to look for a gaming group for StarCraft minis games. Hopefully everybody in there is cool. Hello, Dave and chat. Hello, Alex. Good to see you tonight. I'm late to the party. You're never late to the party, unless you're here after 8:30. Star, let's see, from John. Star, as soon as the rules are out, I'll take a look at the rules set. As a lifelong minis gamer, I'll always look at new rules. Have they changed a lot? Do rules, so here's a question for everybody that's into the games. Do rules change quite a bit, or do they tend to be subtle changes from game to game? As far as, obviously, rules are going to be way different in this kind of game versus this kind of game, but like the first edition of StarCraft or whatever, did the second edition, were the rules a lot different? And that's the example I'm going with, because words are still hard, apparently. Star, John, I want to hear what you think about him. So far, most testers have said positive things. Ooh, or have had positive things to say. Ghost Tab, Hal Jordan might not know Guy Gardner because of two possible reasons. The timeline happens before Guy became a Lantern, too. Hal is out of the loop, and Noah didn't tell Hal about Guy. That could be true as well. Like everybody wants to jump on that and say, oh, they're wrong. And you're going, guys, give the story time to form. So yeah, that would be fun. Those two Green Lanterns together, I think would just be fun. Let's see. Is anyone reading Thunder the Barbarian comic? It is awesome. I'm not, Anton. I swear, guys, I got to get back into comics. I want to start with the Energon universe. John, from game to game, yes, can be very different. Edition changes depends on if it's Games Workshop or not. Games Workshop is likely to be very different. Most other games are very small changes. Okay, so what are the big ones that Games Workshop does? Like, is Games Workshop Warhammer? For some reason, I'm thinking they're Warhammer. StarCraft, maybe. I don't know. Help me out, because I'm just curious. I never got into those. I feel like it's kind of a blind spot. I've told you in the past, I tried a Marvel RPG, and for whatever reason, even though I love strategy stuff, I just didn't get into it. John, but you never know. They might need a huge shakeup. Okay. Games Workshop is Warhammer. Woohoo! I got one. They are the big dog. Okay. Thank you, John. This is me and my ignorance, my bad nerddom coming through entirely. All right. So we've got all that. Let's get out of here. We can jump here. Egad. Let's do this. Whee! Now, see, Marvel RPGs are tough. There have been 4 and not all good. Okay, so maybe that's why. Maybe I was like, this sucks. I'm out. That's too bad. Because it would be, I love games like Stratego and Risk and Battleship, all that kind of stuff. So my thought is these would be sort of extended versions of those. But maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Star, Games Workshop is their own worst enemy. I thought they'd be pricing themselves out of business. A lot of hardcore devotees out there. They're still chugging along. StarCraft looks somewhat similar. Okay. Anton, I have the old Supernatural, but I've always been a fan of Cobra Commander. Okay. The old Supernatural. I don't know that so much, but I do know that everybody should be a fan of Coco. John, games are my actual primary hobby. I worked for Games Workshop. Oh, really? Nice. For 9.5 years. And have run multiple game stores. Played RPG. I think I knew you did game stores, but I didn't know you worked for Games Workshop. Played RPGs and TT Minis games since I was in elementary school. Look at that. Serpentor? Maybe. Yes. I bet that makes sense, John. So, Anton, I too am a Cobra Commander guy over Serpentor, if that's what you're saying. Sci-fi, Hal is Air Force and John is a Marine and architectural engineer. His constructs are thoroughly made from the inside out with working parts as opposed to other lanterns. See, and I would love, okay, yes, Hal is Air Force, but he's a crazy test pilot. He's nuts. He's like the rebel guy. He is Maverick, basically, except to the nth degree. So that's why I think their dynamic would be hilarious. I genuinely think that could be a fun show. No matter, as long as they get the characters right, throw them in any situation, and I think it could be a lot of fun. Now, if they get the characters wrong, then I'll sit there and be going, oh no, that was terrible. What have you guys done? John, and Kyle Rayner is an artist. I love how different they all are. I didn't read enough with Kyle Rayner. I didn't know he was an artist, but you can almost see that with his costume versus the others. So, all right, we've gone over regrets as far as missed stuff. Now, as far as stuff that we have gotten rid of, I honestly don't have much. Legit, I do not regret getting rid of my masterpiece Transformers, and I love Transformers. But I do regret getting rid of several of my Transformers figures from way back when. Like, I still to this day think the best Transformers line is Transformers Cybertron. And getting rid of that, oh, I could kick myself so many times. So I want to go back into Legacy and whatever else, get the Transformers Cybertron characters, probably get the Transformers Armada characters, and then go back on eBay and start at least filling out Cybertron with some of the figures I know they'll never make. Like, check this one out. Hang on. This guy, give me just a sec. I'll call it up. Watch, now he'll go through the roof. Nah, we're good. Transformers. Yeah, this dude's awesome, and he doesn't have any kind of articulation at all. But I remember just thinking, this car is ridiculous. This guy, downshift, right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm thinking needs to happen. Hang on. Let me see if they've got robot mode picks on this auction. Ooh, they do. Okay. Let me stop this one so I can share the other. Downshift is awesome from Transformers Cybertron. He is necessary. Like, check out that car mode. This thing is ridiculous. Let me go back at the start. So it looks like he's got his things. There we go. He's complete with the Cyber Planet key. Look at that car mode. That car mode is awesome. And they've got like the front. So from the side, it looks like one model. And then they totally switch it up and give the front just a totally different car model up there. And this is, like I said, this is Transformers Cybertron Downshift. And I love this thing. It's got kind of a wheeljack vibe going. That's not why I love this thing. The car mode and how chunky and blocky that design is. This guy is cool. He's just one of my favorites. So that would be another plan down the line, is to pick up all the Legacy and Age of the Primes and whatever other lines they come out with that they keep releasing Cybertron figures, and then hit up eBay and fill out my Cybertron collection. Get that back, because that's my one big regret when it comes to selling. I don't regret selling most things, but I do regret getting rid of my Transformers Cybertron collection. Whee! Let's jump in. Star John, wow, you work for them? What's your take on their constant price increases? I figured they just changed things up so much to sell models. I can't afford to keep rebuilding an army. Ooh, Star, they started that after I left, but they'll charge what they can since they're number one, always on the sales charts. They'll push it as far as they can. Yeah, we see that in a lot of industries, including the action figure industry. John, the changes are why I don't play anymore. Like you said, too expensive. Clank. I've been rewatching Transformers Animated, and now I need to go back and get all the toys I used to have and all the ones I never got to. So, Clank, would you do a similar thing to what I'm talking about, where you go in and you get, say, from Animated, so they've got Legacy, they've got Bumblebee, they've got Prime, they're going to have Ratchet, and they've got Prowl. So would you go back, would you just get those in Legacy or Age of the Primes, however they came out, and then go back and fill out the rest of them with the older figures? Because I'm thinking that might be a plan. So you've got the main characters are going to have the super articulation, but then the other ones are going to just be awesome because they were just awesome. Star, Games Workshop really is the blueprint for tabletop gaming. It's pretty much the focal point of TT Gaming. Really great game if you can afford it. John, and honestly, the smaller games are so much more interesting, rules and dynamics, because they have to fight and scrape to get players. See, that's what's fun. I mean, it's one thing as a business person, what they don't really say or talk about much is you do want to get so massive that people start investigating you for being a monopoly. You want to build and build and build and build like mad like that. But what that also does is if you're super successful, it's just such a hard slog for anybody that's below you. So the fact that they're really fighting to take down or at least get players, I was going to say take down Games Workshop. My head always works in like take down the big guy. Just take him down, take him down. That's just how my brain goes. So that's where I was going with that. But yeah, the fact that they're gaining a lot of players and because of the more interesting rules, I don't care what industry it is. I always love seeing that. Clank, I need Downshift and his Big Daddy repaint. Ooh, I don't know if I know the Big Daddy. That sounded horrible. I might need to look into that though. John, you remind me, Dave, I need to get Cliff Jumper. Oh, yeah, the Prime Cliff Jumper? Which Cliff Jumper, John? Anton, yes. All right, sweet, sweet. We got it. Sorry, Anton. I was trying, man. Sci-fi, yep, because Kyle is an artist. His constructs are always being refined or tweaked as he's using them. Jeff Johns talked about the differences between all of the Earth lanterns. So what's Jessica Cruz then? Like, what was her profession? I'm trying to remember, because I've read some, but I haven't read enough. Star, there are other great games out there. There's a lot about the game Infinity to love. So looking forward to StarCraft. Already some are crying lawsuit concerning property infringement. Really? Sci-fi. So, Dave, is it safe to say you and your sister were Joe Bronies growing up? And you got to throw Transformers in there. And yes, it is. Go for it. Joe Bronies for sure. Too bad the quarterback helmet was too big for Flint. Clank, I need both the legacy versions, especially Wasp, because he never had an original. Oh, I forgot about Wasp. And the originals to go with them. Nice, Clank. See, I think that's a cool way to do it because you know that they're never going to remake the entire line. So you might as well go back and get what you know they're going to skip out on. And they're definitely going to skip out on the ones that didn't make the show. I'm not sure Downshift was in the show, was he? John, in the 90s, GW Games Workshop tried to be a monopoly. They tried to cut out all distributors, needed a lawsuit to keep them from doing that. And that's why lawsuits can be good. That's why monopoly laws are a good thing if they're actually practiced. Anton, yes, Four Wheel Jack and many of the others who died in the movie, they didn't even show you what happened to them. Ugh. Star, tabletop gaming actually began decades ago with H.G. Wells. He wrote the book Little Wars along with rules and laid out the entire concept of what would become tabletop gaming. I need that book. That sounds sweet. I had no idea H.G. Wells was responsible for that. John Star, Infinity is an interesting game, but it's too much, too many rules to keep track of. You have to really be into the game to keep track of it. Ooh, is it? So, okay, this is going to be an odd question, I suppose, but really getting into a game, does it kind of feel like another job? Like, truly. I mean, if you're working a lot or whatever, and then you really want to get into gaming, I suppose if you really love it, it doesn't feel like a job. But as far as how time consuming it is, like, does it, to really get good at it, do you take up, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours a day? Is it an hour a day? And just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just curious about that because they always seem like, oh man, it would take a little bit to learn this. All right, I'll get rid of Downshift, even though he's rad. John, it's more of an all-consuming hobby. Got it. Ugh, that hurts me. That hurts me to hear a little bit. Let's go to, what do we have right now? Oh, wow. This is the first time I've looked at my phone to see the time. It's 8:18. Oh, you know what? Hang on. First things first. I've got another page called up. I want to show you guys something. I finally got the letter or the email from Ami about what Rogue is going to cost. When I ordered her, let's see, she was around $70 some, low 70s from the yen perspective, I suppose. And shipping, though, ended up being almost $50. So Rogue ends up being, and here's what I've got for you. Rogue ends up being more money from Ami than had I ordered her from Big Bad Toy Store. And I wanted to make sure and hold off on, I wanted to make sure you guys could see everything that I had here. So Let's see here. Okay, here is the Rogue stuff. Unit price. Now, keep in mind, because of the whole YouTube thing, I wanted to get her kind of quick, so I ordered via DHL. So it might be, let's see here. See if, there we go. Obviously, it's a little backwards, but you can kind of see what the price ended up being. Shipping was insane. And so I will still have her delivered from Ami Ami. But in the future, I might honestly be ordering from BBTS. Although if I want her fast, I probably still need to order from Ami Ami. But I wanted to make sure you guys saw what was going on as far as Rogue's price is concerned. And you can do the conversions, and it comes out, I think it was $120.80. Let's see, John, other games you can part-time, but some are just too much for that. Got it. Ugh. Star, John, that is true. There's a lot to keep track of. I usually love a game based on how much I love the lore behind it. I'm usually not very good at playing. I just love the stories. Let's see, you'd like Infinity. Good lore for the game. I've got all their books except the most recent edition, as I don't have the time/energy to play anymore. Ugh. Ghost Tab, same thing happened to me on Transformers Masterpiece. Cost was $200 and shipping is $60 US. Cost more than BBTS. Oh, man. Star John, oh yeah, the stories and the lore are top notch for the game. I wish more systems used the target of opportunity mechanic, very similar to Games Workshop's Overwatch rule. I know nothing. Skew, Gambit added extra weight. I will stop there. I mean, Gambit hasn't seen Rogue in a long time. I mean, I haven't had a Rogue as part of the collection in a few years now. This particular Rogue, she was way late. She was much later than the 9 months that you're alluding to there, Skew. So I don't know, man. All right, let's jump in here. But yeah, Mafex, I don't know anymore. Like, I like their stuff. There's a lot of people are saying that they haven't improved any, and so they're not sure that they're worth the money. Honestly, I'm good with. Sometimes you don't think there needs to be much improvement. It would be best if they made the joints a little more, so there was a little more range in the joints, I suppose. But the look is usually pretty much there. So I tend to think they're okay. A little extra movement would be good if they are going to change something. And they're going to have to add a lot more accessories, because part of what I understand to be the reason that their prices are so high right now is because they've been re-releasing so much, and because of Japanese law, they can't charge current day prices for the re-releases. They have to charge the prices that they initially released those figures at. So yeah, they're kind of losing money, at least compared to what they would normally profit. So they're jacking up the prices on the newer stuff. So that's where I'm like, oh, come on, guys, let's not do that. So I don't know. You guys know I love Mafex, but they're coming out with enough comic stuff now where I'm going, do I really want to pay $120 every month or two? You know, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. It's tough. It's something that makes me sad, because another one of the things that I missed out on a lot is Mafex. Like, I didn't get the original Deadpool. I didn't get the Tiger Stripe Wolverine, both of whom are readily available right now for not insane prices. So I could go back and grab those. Right now, the Turtles are the priority. But you know what I mean. I missed enough where, I don't know, catching up is going to be a little bit of a trick, depending again on how Toypixx does this year. I'm looking at it doing pretty well, but there's still a lot of money I got to invest in the business. Like, I've got to get some signage outside. I've got to get some stuff on the door, and I got to decorate the crap out of this place, because right now it does not look like a place that anybody would come in to take photos. And so I'm thinking about having people come in to just take pictures of their products, because that would be helpful to them. And it's something I don't really have to do. So it's low effort, high reward kind of work. And then having just families come in and use some of the dios to take pictures or like have their kids bring in toys that they like, and use the dios as pictures for the kids to use, charge a small amount for that, maybe have some building stuff. Anyway, the point is, I have to put a lot of money into the business right now. So it's being like, oh man, what do I do? What do I do? There's a lot of triage going on. Egad. What do we have? 824. Good Lord. Mr. Matson, what's up, sir? I love the IDW Batman the Animated Series and TMNT board games. They are compatible. Oh, see, that's kind of fun. Batman and TMNT, they do things together. Star, isn't Mothx making a Rogue figure at some point, Dave? Rogue is coming. Rogue, I just got the notification. They've got her ready to go. So all I have to do is hit send. So yes. John, sorry for sidetracking your stream with game. No, I was the one asking the questions, John. You're totally good, man. I can talk for hours about games, almost like I used to be on Games Podcast / live streams. No, you're totally good. I expect these to get derailed a bit, especially when I'm the one asking. Skew, after 97, he sneaks a copy of himself in the shipping box, then leaves before being discovered for the other obvious jokes. I'm just going to keep clicking. John, Mr. Manson, that is really cool. I'll take a look at them. Star, yeah, sorry. StarCraft Miniatures game is going live tomorrow, so I'm not really right in the head right now. Again, sorry. Star, again, man, you guys do not have to apologize for that. Like I said, I'm the one that asked the question. You guys were just informative, and I appreciate it. Sci-Fi, you didn't see what happened to Wheeljack and Somewhere Transformers, but they more than made up for it with Optimus, Magnus, Ironhide, and Starscream's death. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Wheeljack and Windcharger, you have no idea what happened. They just didn't make it. Yeah. It's too bad Ultra Magnus didn't stay dead. That's not nice. Who says that? Now, Starscream never dies. He has an immortal spark, don't you know? But yeah, man, everybody else, oh, that hurt. That hurt. In fact, in my universe, the movie never happened, I think. I don't know. I love the movie, though. That is still my favorite Transformers movie, even if it's not the most coherent. Like, how did Hot Rod and Cup actually find Magnus's crew when they left Quintessa? They had no idea they were going to crash land on the planet of junk. I mean, and it seemed way back when they didn't have things like transponders going on ships. I don't know. Anton, I played the Marvel role-playing games. Yes, it's really hard, but I always played Dungeons & Dragons. That was always fun. Man, so I just grabbed the wrong game, huh? Star, I keep checking the Joy Toy site for StarCraft figure news. Sigh. I get it, man. If I were that excited about that, I would be doing the same thing. Anton, I'm very excited about when X-Men 97 continues. What is the saddest things I ever saw was when she gave back her jacket. Yeah. Hopefully, I hope that it's really good. I love the first season of X-Men 97. I thought it was great. Star, actually, Flint Dilley did say that the scene of Wheeljack and Windcharger was scripted out. Not sure if it was actually animated. Man, there's a bunch of stuff that, who was it? I think Mirage was supposed to bite it. Trailbreak, not. Well, I don't know about Trailbreaker. Sideswipe, I think, was. I don't remember. I mean, obviously, the only ones from the first season that survived, it seems, were probably Jazz, Cliffjumper, and Bumblebee. John, both crews were headed to the same place. Makes sense to me that they'd have a good chance of finding them on the way. Anton, well, remember, everybody, stay safe, buy more toys, buy more comics, and always have fun. Anton, you too, sir. Have a great night. Thanks again for stopping by. It's always appreciated. Always good to chat with you. Let's go. Let's see what we've got here. I do want to look at this. The Soldiers of Fortune, black and red. Ooh. I like that head sculpt. That one just basic. Oh, yeah, that's pretty sweet. My problem here, like I said, guys, I've got the Phantom Core Trooper, and these helmets, unless they did something, they're made almost of the, I think they're made of the same material. And so trying to squeeze part of it into both sides is a pain in the butt, even when you put them on the head, hoping that'll solidify them a little bit. This part actively is, That part's a pain. Like I will say straight up, putting this helmet together is a pain. So it's basically two pieces. It's the helmet part, and then it's this part down here, like the part that goes over the ears, the face mask, all that. And trying to clip them in is horrible. Now this top piece, it's not so bad because it's a harder plastic, so it's easier to put it in the top of the helmet. But yeah, man, it's a bit of a pain. But I thought we should check this guy out. Ooh, that's creepy too. I do love, I mean, the renders are fine, but the photos get me so stoked about figures. Look at that. Look at the crazy hat there. Oh, this just looks like fun. Yeah. See oh man. Like look at how lifeless the render is. And then you go back and you see what they've done as far as lighting up the photos. There's just so much more life in here. It's awesome. Yeah. Oh, I need more Big Bad Workshop stuff in my life. Captain Gridiron is one of the figures that was or that is supposed to come out in the first quarter. So hopefully he comes out soon, because once that happens, I'll be close to having my perfect Flint all customized. And then once I get other stuff to help make that perfect Flint, then I will do an Under the Lights featuring my custom perfect Flint, and I'll be excited. But there's where we're at. Let me go catch up with the chat here. We'll call it a night. Star. So I wonder what's going to come from Edge Runners 2 or Wave 2 of Edge Runners figures. Well, Wave 2, isn't that Rebecca and Maine? Or, I mean, did we see Rebecca recently? I know Maine and Rebecca were supposed to be Wave 2. I don't know about Atom Smasher. Star, next time, Anton. John, Dave, I thought that was Deadpool for a second. I know. It does have that going. I actually think the yellow one is going to look really cool. I don't know why. I think it's a combination of the yellow and the black on there. Looks like G.I. Joe Deadpool. Yep, a little bit, obviously, since two of you said it. John, honestly, if you make the regeneration work more like Wolverine and X-Men 2, the Deadpool would work in the G.I. Joe universe. Huh. You know, there is a reason to mix all this stuff together. There is a reason everybody should be making 1/12 scale figures. Star, kind of cool that the weapons are sculpted after actual firearms. Nice. Yep, totally agree. Sci-Fi, I regret not getting the Mezco Thor just for the accessories alone. Even if the figure is too short, I'll use everything else with my other in-scale Thors. Yeah, we might need to look at more of that. Find that Thor, because I keep wondering if I should jump in. I might need to find more Thor reviews, actually, because The Amazing didn't show them next to Mafex figures. John, could work with Firefly as Mercs. That would be funny to me. It would be kind of funny. I'd be good with that. Especially, Firefly is a totally serious dude. Sci-Fi, that helmet and some other stuff are from the Delta Red soldier from Monster Force. Oh, see, I never got the Delta Red. I got 5 of the first wave, but I didn't get, which one? The heavy weapons or heavy infantry, whatever it was, Sleepwalker, and I didn't get either of the Delta Reds. So I need to make a correction there. All right, folks, I would say it's that time. So thanks as always for stopping by to hang out, because you could have done anything else, but instead you chose to come here and chat with all of us, and I massively appreciate it. So until next time, have fun and happy snapping. See ya. This is me pushing the end stream button and drinking bubbly.